Hey guys, I'm your host William with Exploring History. In the summer of 1863, a quiet farming town in Pennsylvania became the center of one of the most pivotal moments in American history. Gettysburg, once home to a peaceful community of just 2,400 people, was thrust into the heart of the Civil War, forever altering its landscape and the lives of its people. This is not just a story of a battle. It's a story of courage, compassion, and an ordinary woman whose action became legendary. Meet Josephine Rogers Miller, the humble farmer who, despite the chaos of war, chose to stay behind and provide hope in the form of freshly baked bread. Today, we explore the story of the Baker of Gettysburg and how her small act of defiance resonated through history. In the summer of 1863, the quiet farming town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, found itself at the epicenter of the most pivotal and bloodiest battle of the American Civil War. Gettysburg, a town with a population of about 2,400 before the war, was suddenly transformed overnight as two massive armies, totaling more than 160,000 soldiers, descended upon it. The rolling fields and quaint homes of this small community would soon be scarred by the fury of battle, forever changing the landscape and the lives of those who lived there. This is the story of Josephine Rogers Miller, known to many as Josie, a humble farmer's wife whose courage and compassion earned her the enduring title of the Baker of Gettysburg. Born in 1830, Josephine grew up in the serene hills of Adams County, just outside the town of Gettysburg. By the time the war reached her doorstep, she had already known the struggles of farm life, long days, hard work, and the ever-present uncertainty of living off the land. The Battle of Gettysburg was more than just a clash of armies. It was a battle for the control of key strategic positions, and none were more critical than the Round Tops, Little Round Top, and Big Round Top. These rocky hills offered commanding views of the battlefield and were essential for controlling the high ground. On July 2, 1863, Union General Governor K. Warren famously recognized the strategic importance of Little Round Top and urgently directed reinforcements to hold the position against fierce Confederate attacks. The defense of this ground became one of the most iconic moments of the battle, and the Slider Farm, nestled in the shadow of these hills, found itself at the center of the conflict. But Josephine, known for her steadfastness, was not one to abandon her home so easily. With the sound of gunfire growing closer, she made a choice that would define her legacy. On the morning of July 2, 1863, General Carr of the Union Army stopped by her house and informed her of the impending battle, urging her to leave immediately for her safety. But Josie, with bread already baking in the oven, refused to leave until it was done. This small act of defiance and compassion would soon become legendary. Her decision to stay and bake for the soldiers who were fighting for the Union cause turned her farmhouse into a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. The bread she baked was more than sustenance. It was a symbol of the humanity that persisted even as the world around her descended into madness. Despite the looming danger and the thunderous artillery duel that shook the ground, Josie continued to bake and distribute her bread to the hungry soldiers who passed by her home. As Pickett's men charged the Union lines, the very ground beneath her feet trembled, yet she remained undeterred. Even as Pickett's men charged past her house, Josephine remained calm, her only concern being the soldiers who needed food. The battle left her house riddled with shot and shell, and when the fighting ceased, 17 soldiers who had sought refuge there were found dead within the house and cellar. The tragic side underscored the human cost of war, but it also highlighted Josie's quiet heroism in the face of unimaginable adversity. After the war, Josephine's story did not fade into obscurity. Women during the Civil War often took on roles that defied traditional gender norms, serving as nurses, spies, and even soldiers in disguise. Figures like Clara Barton and Dorothea Dix laid the foundation for the nursing profession, and Josephine's actions at Gettysburg placed her among these quiet heroes. 20 years later, in 1886, veterans of the Battle of Gettysburg, including those from General Carr's regiment, returned to the site of their greatest trial. Upon learning that Josephine Rogers Miller, now married and living in Ohio, was still alive, they invited her back to Gettysburg as their guest of honor. They covered her travel expenses, welcomed her with open arms, and decorated her with numerous military badges as a token of their gratitude. At the reunion, Josephine was celebrated not just for her bravery during the battle, but for the profound impact her kindness had on the soldiers who had fought so fiercely. The stove where she had baked the bread, a simple yet powerful symbol of her compassion, was brought out by the veterans as they listened to her recount the events they all knew so well. The soldiers, united by their shared experiences, honored Josephine in a way that no other woman had been, by making her an honorary member of their ranks. Today, the story of Josephine Rogers Miller lives on at Gettysburg, preserved through historical markers, plaques, and the narratives shared by guides and historians. While her farmhouse no longer stands, the legacy of her resilience endures as part of the Gettysburg National Military Park. Her actions during those fateful days remind us that even in the darkest hours, there is always room for kindness, humanity, and hope. In the annals of history, where battles and leaders often take center stage, it is crucial to remember the stories of those whose courage came not from the barrel of a gun, but from the strength of their hearts. Josephine Rogers Miller's legacy remains a powerful reminder that even in the darkest hours, there is room for compassion and humanity. Her story, preserved at Gettysburg, stands as a testament to the quiet heroes whose bravery shaped history. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'm your host, William, and I can't wait to see you again when we explore moments in history.